ドジャースは日本時間25日からブルージェイズとのワールドシリーズに臨みます。大谷翔平は24日、トロントで行われた前日会見で、ブルージェイズのジョン・シュナイダー監督のジョークに笑顔で応じました。大谷翔平はエンゼルスから FA となった際、ブルージェイズが最終候補の一つでした。シュナイダー監督は会見で、ミーティングで受け取ったブルージェイズの帽子を持ってきて返してくれるといい。デコイのジャケットもね。もう我々のものを返してくれって感じだよ、と冗談を飛ばしました。これを受け、大谷翔平の会見では、帽子は今どこにあるのか、と質問が出る一幕もありました。また、この日の会見ではロイヤルズのヴィンセント・パスクアンティの内野手が報道陣に紛れて登場し、WBC でも、今年はカンザスシティでも対戦しました。なぜ僕にあんな剛速球を投げるのですか？僕のことが嫌いなんですか？と大谷翔平に質問。会場は笑いに包まれ、和やかな雰囲気となりました。これらの模様を日本語字幕付きでご紹介します。
And looking across the field at Ohtani, how close do you think 2 years ago you guys were in your mind to possibly having him in a white uniform tomorrow?
You never know. I think when we met with him, you felt good about it. And you felt good about the feedback he was giving about our organization and opportunity here. But you never really know what a player's feeling in free agency, and there's a lot of things that have to line up for them personally too. So you can't really think about what if. You think about the 26th that we have. He's a great player. I'll say it again. I hope he brought his hat, the Blue Jay hat that he took from us in our meeting. I hope he brought it back finally. But and the jacket for decoy, it's like, give us our stuff back already. But he's a great player, you know what I mean? But that aside, I think that we have a great team and just an unbelievable cast of characters and players. And I think things worked out the way they're meant to work out.
John Schneider's been talking about the fact that you haven't given the baseball cap back from when he gave you a Jays cap when you were here in Toronto. Do you still have the hat?
シュナイダー監督からもらった帽子まだありますか？
うちのガレージちょっとあります。
It's in my garage.
In the garage, all right. What is it like to be back in Toronto under these circumstances?
このような状況でトロントに戻ってきてどう思いますか？
あの期間もね、僕にとっては素晴らしい経験でしたし、本当にフロントオフィスの人たちも含めて素晴らしい人たちだなっていう、本当に素晴らしいチームだなっていう印象を持ってたので、そういうチームの人たちとまたこういう舞台で対戦できるというのは素晴らしいことだなと思ってます。
I really had a wonderful time getting to know them as an entire organization, and the impression that I got is like they were very top class, awesome people. And so in that circumstance that we get to play against them, against a superb organization, is something I'm really looking forward to.
Does he expect to hear any boos?
ブーイングは
前回もねされましたけど、それをまた力に変えて頑張りたいなと思ってます。
Last time I did get booed, so I expect that to happen, but I'm going to use that as my motivation.
World Baseball Classic, we faced each other.
He strikes out swinging here.
And with Kansas City this year. Why do you throw so hard to me? Why? Why do you hate me?
I'm a really good hitter. I have to.
It's not good enough. You throw too hard, Shohei.
Yeah, Dave, how different of a World Series do you think this will be for Shohei, especially considering how early in last year's series he got injured?
I hope it's completely different for Shohei. Certainly having him healthy going in is a great thing. I think him kind of feeding off that last game is a good thing. Last year it was just more of just being able to post and stand in the batter's box and do whatever he could to sort of help us. Where I think this year he's equipped to have a big series, and he's just going to have to be smart and disciplined because they're going to pitch him careful, and he's just got to be smart. And if he's disciplined, then it should bode well for him and for all of us.
In that series last year, and even during when he was struggling earlier this year, like in the postseason, like how much did you sort of feel other teams feeling his presence in the box, even if he's not swinging or if he's not 100% offensively?
You feel Shohei when he's in the hole, let alone on deck or in the batter's box. You feel it. He's always looming, and it certainly, whether he's swinging the bat well or not, he has the ability to impact the game. So you feel it.
Well, we've seen this also. I thought it was interesting. The Mariners had Julio Rodriguez and Cal Raleigh at the top of their order, and Shohei Ohtani obviously leading off. And I've said this. I zone in on baseball during the postseason. In the regular season, it's almost like the radio sound of my summer. I have the games on. I'm in and out of stuff. When I grew up, I mean, you had Johnny Bench was batting cleanup. Pudge is batting cleanup, right? Like you have your big Barry Bonds, 3 or 4. Now you got power guys hitting toward the top of the lineup, which I would imagine is they get more at bats. But it is interesting how, I mean, that's my take is I want Ohtani up as much as I can get him. Do you love that, or is just that the reality of the way the game is played? Because I kind of love my big bombs. You know, I like him in the 3, 4, 5 spot. How do you land on that?
I love the way, and I think for me, it's like anything where you want to continue to evolve and grow. Where when I was growing up, as you were, same time period, Shohei would be hitting, 3 or 4. But I think that the way that understanding that you want to get your best hitters as many at bats as possible, that's how you win baseball games. And I can tell, Bruce Bochy right now, or Jim Tracy right now, he should have hit me leadoff versus Randy Johnson. If I'm going to play center field, I should have hit 9th. And those are things that you've got to evolve. And Johnny Bench facing Nolan Ryan, maybe Johnny could have hit 5th or 6th. And maybe, but that's the way the game has evolved. And I do think that you got to kind of appreciate that. And so I just don't want to be beholden to one lineup. Yeah. I think our guys have evolved, but I do feel that, having Shohei at the top, Mookie 2, I flip Freddie and Will Smith, Teo and things like that. Cause then it's kind of, the little, we can go deeper calling, where it's like you get a tough lefty to give a tax to get to Freddie a 3rd time. Those are little nuances of setting the lineup. But I do think that having your best hitters take the most at bats makes sense.
Yeah, and by the way, it does help that Mookie and Shohei also have wheels, so they can move. That helps as well. It is okay, right?
It's okay. Here's the thing, is that everyone trolls me. And so I figured, you know what? I'm going to flip it on its head and troll some people that are trying to create this crazy narrative that the Dodgers are ruining baseball. I will tell you this, Colin, and you know this. Baseball viewership is at an all-time high. Baseball players are better than they've ever been. We are going to have more eyeballs watching this World Series than ever because of the country of Canada, the U.S., and Japan, and beyond, right? So obviously, the Dodgers are not ruining baseball. It's in a great state. And I was just kind of taking a dig at these crazy people that say that what we do, and I think we do it really well, we're ruining baseball. So that was my little dig.
Has risen to every occasion. And we got a glimpse of it. We see this a million times with the WBC. But that was kind of the first time we saw him yell and scream and react. It was like, oh, who's this dude? All-star game, hitting home run in 24. It's like, okay, I'm going to show you guys why I got the money in the postseason. The animation became so different than what we were seeing with him in Anaheim. It was kind of a laid-back Shohei. Now it's like, I'm going to go get you, Shohei. And I just think that he's looking at last year's World Series. He got injured. The world didn't get to see him really bring the title after a 50-50 year to the Dodgers. The other guys brought it home in a sense. I think this World Series, that last game that we saw where he had 3 homers, he struck out 10, was a glimpse of this World Series. I think he's gone to another level.
Ooh, with that said, let's make a very provocative statement, basically saying what we expect Shohei to do in this World Series. Dan, I'll start with you. Give me a Shohei statement.
Hits like Ruth, throws like Gibson. I mean, what he's able to do, he's as dominant right now as Bob Gibson and Babe Ruth. What Harold touched on, Game 4, 10 strikeouts, completely dominant. Fastball, curveball, splitter, sweeper. And, by the way, he did what Bob Gibson couldn't do. He hit 3 home runs in the same game. I mean, what he did, that's going to go down as the single greatest personal performance in the history of baseball.
And
one game.
And the crazy thing, he was struggling going into that game. He wasn't hot.
No.
He was scuffling.
Do you have a Shohei statement?
I made a statement a long time ago that Babe Ruth's not in the same stratosphere as this guy. I know we keep talking about Babe Ruth, and rightfully so. He's deserved what he has. He's hitting 60 home runs, and teams weren't hitting 60. But he wasn't throwing 100, and he wasn't running like this guy. He doesn't hit like this guy, and he wasn't the physique of this guy. I'm sorry. This, to me, when we start talking about baseball and we get into these debates about generations, he has crushed the gap of the gossip and the conversation of Babe Ruth and
So maybe
Shohei
your
Ohtani.
statement is Shohei will remind the world that he is the greatest player of all time.
Right now, I have to say
on the
yeah.
biggest stage. That's what you're
I don't know if
basically
you have to remind. I think the last game told us
there are
everything
some
we need to
people
know.
that are like, I haven't seen enough. I'm like, time out. He's a pitcher and a hitter. That's 2 seasons in one when he pitches. That's 2 seasons
Yeah.
in one. My statement, as I look at Shohei, and I'm glad that your tape started with the WBC, when he struck out Trout,
yeah,
that he's checking things off on his legacy of what he wants to do. He wants this moment right here in the World Series. He wants to do that at the end of a World Series. And I think my statement is, if the Dodgers win the World Series, if they do, Shohei Ohtani is getting the final out on the mound.
I don't agree with that.
Wow.
Okay.
Strong call.
That's a
So
strong
you're saying the
statement,
World
Greg.
Baseball Classic is higher stakes than the World Series? Yeah, it makes sense that he would come out of the bullpen for the World Baseball Classic, but it doesn't make any sense that you would do that in the World Series.
I think there's a lot of different ways to get there. I don't think he's closing the game, the final game.
Unless